Alright, so I'm Rob Carney. I'm a certified holistic lifestyle coach, so a lot of what I do is I focus on reducing stress, improving sleep, and increasing energy. So tonight we're going to do the reducing stress side of things because we can't focus on the sleep or energy as much at this time of the day. So typically what I do is we start with the stress side, because obviously if you're stressed, you're not going to be sleeping well. If you're not sleeping well, your energy is going to be low. And if your energy is low, you're going to be stressing. So it's this whole cycle that I found those three areas are kind of what I focus on myself. And after spending a lot of time in Asia and working with people in Thailand and Sri Lanka, you really notice the Eastern philosophy is very different than what we have here. So I try to bring a blend of Eastern and Western philosophies together in my coaching and events like this. So before we get started, I just want to have everyone relax first, so get comfortable. So the thing about meditation is it's not about being in a full lotus position with a perfectly clear mind on top of a mountain. So wherever you are, you can be sitting on the couch. Doesn't matter what position you're in, as long as your back is supported, because that's going to be, if you haven't meditated much, your back might get a little stiff or tight. So you want to have a comfortable position, shoulders relax, and then just we can close our eyes if you feel comfortable. If not, you can soften your gaze and try to focus on relaxing the muscles in your face. Because throughout the day we tend to clench our faces, our bodies, our shoulders, our necks. And so before we get into the meditation, I just want to do a little scenario that many of us live through on a daily basis. So we wake up to an alarm that's probably earlier than we hoped. We hope the alarm is a mistake, that we have a few more hours to sleep through. And we go through our morning, already a little tired, a little groggy. We're stressed out because we're overtired, we didn't sleep enough. Now we're rushing off to work. So we didn't have time to make a breakfast because we were too tired, we were too stressed. So we just grabbed something quick, or didn't grab anything at all. And now we're on our way to work, stuck in traffic, commuting to our job, stressing throughout the way there. Then we get to our job, and we're sitting at work, likely in a chair, fixed on a screen, without taking a break to stand, to move, to walk. Maybe we eat our meal at our desk, and then we go home, get stuck in traffic again, stress a little bit more, get home, exhausted, too tired to make another meal, have something quick, watch TV, again, fixing our eyes on a small screen. And then eventually we realize we should have gone to bed 2 hours ago, and we're tired, we pass out, and the cycle starts over. So that is the lifestyle of most Americans as we see it today. And so as we're fixing our eyes narrowly on things, it's activating our sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight or flight response. And that is producing cortisol, which is the primary stress hormone, and adrenaline. And those hormones are essential to our survival as a species, if we are running from a predator, preparing to fight. But having these hormones chronically increases our stress, increases inflammation, makes our sleep more difficult, our digestive system's out of whack, and overall we feel tired, sluggish, irritable, unmotivated. And everything from our relationships with our family, our friends, our work, with strangers, all suffer. So when we take the first step to becoming aware of our lifestyles and combating our stress, we have the opportunity to make change. So just sitting here, thinking about that scenario, what part of that is part of your daily life? And how is that compounding as you do that days at a time, weeks at a time, months at a time, years at a time? And so how much do you think that stress is costing you? In terms of time, energy, missed opportunities, finances. And now try to picture a world where that stress is a little less prominent. Maybe you're more patient, you're more open, you spend more time with your partner, your family. And so as I said, we're going to start today with reducing that stress with one strategy to lower the stress, and that's through meditation. So to begin, we're going to breathe in through our nose, filling up our belly, 2/3 in the belly, 1/3 to the chest, holding for just a moment, and then letting go. And pausing as we're empty to fill up again. Holding as we're full, and letting go. And inhaling again, and letting go. So getting into a flow here, doing 5 breaths at your own pace. Breathing in fully, filling up the belly, then the chest. Holding, letting go, pausing, and repeating. And maybe your abdomen is tight. Maybe it's hard to fill up your belly. Because many of us breathe into our chest very shallowly, which is also a sign of chronic stress. So taking the time before meals, before meetings, for anything that you want to be relaxed for, just taking 3 deep breaths can reduce cortisol, which is the primary stress hormone, by up to 80%. 3 deep, intentional belly breaths. So as we're sitting here, moving from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode, the eat and breathe mode, start to notice any changes you feel from when you first walked in to how you feel now. As we breathe in, I like to start with 3 things I'm grateful for before each meal. So breathing in, the first thing you're grateful for, and breathing out. Breathing in gratitude, and exhaling stress. And one more, breathing in, and letting go. So this is something I try to do before every meal, for even just 1 to 5 minutes. And if I can't, just taking those 3 deep breaths, which completely changes my relationship with the food, my appreciation for the food, how well I digest the food. And it gives me an opportunity a few times a day to just relax, reset, and breathe. So when you're ready, start to move your fingers and toes, waking the body back up, maybe stretching the neck, shoulders, back, anything that's begun to develop any sort of tightness.
Thank you. So as Rob was kind of touching upon, when we are in the sympathetic state, we cannot digest. And so most of us, when we're kind of running around and chronically late if you're me, and don't have time to eat and do that little basic thing of self-care, we also are not digesting. So it's kind of important, it's important to remember that and think of that as we kind of enjoy the food, and that's kind of one of the core principles of Mood Food, is that when we take this time to breathe and digest, we're really feeding ourselves and nourishing ourselves, and it's really a form of self-care that we all forget about well, not speaking for everybody, but I know I forget about it all the time. So.
And one thing too to remember is that you could be eating the healthiest food on planet Earth, all organic, all local food, from the best soil, the best crops, the best animals. But if you're in a state of stress and your body can't absorb it, you're probably just paying a lot of money for some food that you can't even really take into your body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Exactly.
Your nutrient absorption, your ability to even absorb like the vitamin D or any of the phytonutrients that are in your food are compromised because you're in a state of stress. Your sympathetic nervous system is activated.
So if you don't want to do it for your own health, do it for your finances. You'll save money by meditating before you eat.
Another thing too, meditating before we eat, and this is just, I think, when we think of us eating, I know a lot of people will think about maybe eating in front of a screen, or if we are rushed, we're not even really tasting the food, and therefore we're not even checked in about when we're full too. So I think it kind of is, maybe that's more of a personal theory, but I think it leads to like overeating too. We're gonna do a closeout meditation from Rob, and we'll be around hanging out. So please enjoy. Thank you so much again for being here. Like, this is just, it's magical. Thank you so much.
All right, so thank you everyone again for being here. And just as we started, just want to bring it full circle. So we'll relax our bodies. So we started with relieving the stress before our meal, and now we're gonna hopefully send you away with little to no stress after the meal, and then enter into a nice restorative sleep to wake up in the morning with lots of energy. So we'll start just like before, closing the eyes, focus on breathing. And again, just try to take a moment to reflect on the evening, as we often jump from one activity to the next without really taking the time to reflect. So just appreciating yourself for taking the time to be here, for meeting new people, for eating good food, and just thank yourself for taking the time to be open-minded to trying these meditations, to trying these wines, this food. And again, just reflecting on how you feel now compared to when you first walked in. So just taking a moment to thinking about 3 things we're grateful for this evening in particular. So breathing in through the nose, filling the belly with gratitude, and exhaling. And breathing in, number 2, and exhaling. And the third piece of gratitude, breathing in, and exhaling. So if you walk away from this evening remembering anything that I said, remember to take the time to take those 3 deep belly breaths before you eat, before a meeting, before any stressful conversation, before bed. And just taking that time to breathe, to relax, and to ground ourselves. And when we're ready, you can open the eyes, turn to the space. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for participating. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any of us. We'd love to chat about all things health and food, so
Nice.
don't hesitate to reach out. I believe all of our business cards are in all the packets there.